feeling? You made it to a game, everything's good?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. First time back in almost 2 weeks, and thrown into the altitude. So yeah, it felt pretty good actually.
We didn't speak to it obviously after, but when on the night when you got injured, I guess you came back out, even though you knew you weren't going to get back in the game. Can you just talk about why you felt the need to do that? This is happening for the last 2 years.
I like to be there with the boys. Support them. I think they had a little bit of toughness in their lineup, and if something by chance had to be responded to, I think I probably would have hobbled out there and responded, but luckily nothing happened.
And with the just through the road trip, you got a chance to watch all these games before you got back in. What was your assessment? From seeing the first 3 games on the road trip, what was your assessment of the team and the trip?
I think right now we're struggling to put full 60 minutes together. I think we blew two leads, 2 pretty substantial leads, and I think we look a little comfortable with the lead sometimes, and against a team especially like Edmonton where they have so much firepower up front, you got to step on their throat, you got to keep going at them, and you can't give them any opportunities. It just looked like we were maybe a little confident in where we were, and both times they ended up coming back and beating us. So that's a little bit of a learning process, I think, with a little bit younger team. You got to learn things like that, but it's something that we got to learn quickly, because those are going to be important points coming down, coming into the playoffs. Every point matters, even right now. So we got to learn to start burying teams when you're ahead, and on the flip side, when you're behind, you got to learn to come back and battle through some kind of adversity. And we also have to learn to respond from some tough games. I think our response from in that Calgary game wasn't good enough, coming off a OT loss where you blew a lead like that.
Well, your Raiders were in town yesterday. You get a chance to check out the game?
I watched. That's the only game I actually caught. I was going to go to the game, but we ended up getting in at 7 in the morning. With the game today, it just wasn't worth it. So I had to watch from home. I actually watched it on my phone while I was at my kids' basketball practice. So yeah, another disappointing loss too.
Adam, I wanted to ask you about the reception in Calgary. I mean, we know you've been there before, you've heard that before, but what does that mean to you, like when the fans there are mad at you?
I mean, yeah, obviously they got some passionate fans, and you can tell. I think that's a great part of sports, is when the fans are into it like that, and it made for a fun atmosphere. It was cool for me, obviously. You'd like to be cheered more than booed, but wouldn't really expect to get cheered there. But yeah, I thought it was a good atmosphere. I thought obviously their fans are into it, and it was pretty cool to be a part of.
I thought that you had kind of stuck it to them when you scored that goal.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it was offsides, and that happens. It's obviously tough, but yeah, I mean, those things happen.
There have been stretches in a number of games where 8, 10, 12 minutes even, you have difficulty generating any kind of offense. You may not agree, but it seems to be that way. When that happens, where is the issue? Is it in the offensive zone, or is it in the defensive zone? Why do you get stuck for shifts at a time, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously tough to pinpoint one specific thing. Obviously, that does happen. And, like Reaves said, we can't really play well for one period and think that's going to win us the hockey game. But, yeah, I think it starts in all 3 zones. I think you could tell when we're playing good. We're moving the puck out of the zone. We're cycling in their end and having some good O-zone time. And when we're not, it's kind of one-and-done chances and, maybe turnovers in the neutral zone. Maybe guys diving in, giving up 3-on-2s, 4-on-2s. There's a lot of different things that lead to it. It's tough to pinpoint one, but obviously we don't really want those stretches of not sustaining any offense go I mean, they're going to happen, but you don't want it to go for 10, 12, sometimes a whole period it's happened. So, I think just buckling down and realizing when the momentum's shifting and, try and get a good shift in their end and swing it back.
Ryan, what's it been like back with Kirk?
It's been fun. It's obviously the best year of my career was with him. He gives me a lot of confidence in letting me just play. He plays me pretty good minutes that keeps me in the game and keeps me engaged and allows me to do my thing. It's been fun, that's for sure.
You talk about getting over Vegas a little bit. Like a lot of guys are gone now, and now another trade that just happened with Vegas. So I know the fans kind of felt like that wasn't going to happen in Vegas, but they're learning it's a business. Like I guess how do you kind of look back at that time, and was it special? Was it magical for you guys out on the ice, and how have you kind of moved forward from it?
Yeah, I mean, it was the best 4 years that I had for sure in my career. It was a lot of fun. The city embraced every player that was down there, and as the city really took to me after my first couple games there. I had a blast, and I think Vegas kind of rejuvenated my career a little bit. I think when I was down in Pittsburgh, I was struggling a little bit. I wasn't playing a lot. I was in and out of the lineup. I got to Vegas, and all of a sudden, I was back as a regular player and playing good minutes, and playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and just having a lot of fun. So, I had a great time there. I owe a lot to that city, to that organization. But like you just said, it is a business, and at some point, every player is going to find out that. I found that out, and I think the first time was a lot harder for me because I had been in one organization for 7 years, and it kind of came as a shock to me, and that one was tough. This one was tough because I was probably in the community more than I had been in any other city. But like I said, this group of guys made the transition a lot easier for me.
I know it's not for a bit, but what do you expect your reaction to be when you get back there?
I mean, I hope the same as Foxy's. I hope I get booed at some point, but I hope I get at least one little standing ovation and a nice video maybe. I'm sure they're not going to show too many of my hits or fights. I don't want to pump me up or anything, but hopefully I lay somebody out and I get booed.
Has the beer made it to New York, or can you get
It is, well, a couple cases have made it to my basement, but not out in the community yet. We're working on it. It's a big city. I don't really know where to start, but I've actually talked to a distributor. Recently I got some beer in his hand, so it's in the works. We're trying.
Adam, could you just talk about the challenge tonight of coming off the trip and now trying to stay out of the box against this team?
Yeah, they're obviously, one of the best teams in the league. You look at their record, you look at their lineup. Staying out of the box is a big thing. Obviously, we, coming off a long road trip, we're not trying to make excuses going in and kind of have that out. We want to play hard. We want to, give a good performance at home here. It's obviously, a big game for us, playing against one of the best teams, like I said. And, it'll be a good challenge, and, I think we'll respond well.
Adam, I'm wondering if you guys learned anything about your team that maybe you didn't know before these last two games. I mean, you played Edmonton, obviously, and then in Calgary, two of the better teams in the league. What have you learned about your team after those two games?
I mean, I don't know if we've, learned too much. I think you learn more after the game. You want to improve on things. Obviously those two games, Vancouver and Edmonton, were, a little different story than Calgary. We have 2-goal lead going into the third there, and lose both those games in overtime. And if you want to be a good team in this league, that can't happen. And Calgary, I think, obviously we're down 3-0, and almost seemed like we folded a little bit in the third. And I think we've been talking about it for a good part of this season already, and just trying to put together a full 60. When we do that, we've done it for a few games that we've had success. But if you're going to have long lapses of not playing hard, not doing the right things, good teams are going to capitalize, and you're going to get burned for it. So I think it's something we're still trying to learn a little bit, but obviously you want to nip it in the bud a little sooner than later.
Ryan, there was no follow-up from the league on your hit the other night?
No, I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. Wasn't, first time in my career I wasn't actually trying to hit the guy.
I'm sorry to ask you this while Ryan's sitting there. What kind of teammate is Ryan?
Yeah, he's great. I mean, you could tell from day one, he's got a lot of energy and a big personality. But he's been on a lot of good teams, and he's a guy that a lot of our younger guys look to. They know he'll be the first guy to have their back if need be, and he's just there constantly. Even if he's in street clothes hurt, he's still there to pump guys up and get guys going and just be there for everyone. So I think it's been like that since day one, and obviously a great guy to have on your team.